returnees, what are you guys most excited about for this training camp, having extra time to work with people compared to last year having a shorter training camp?
I'm really excited about having a system that we can really, really work through. I think last year with only 3 weeks, you were trying to get your numbers down and trying to figure out a team and just try to figure out the week in general. So there was a lot going on in like a short amount of time, which is fine. But this year being able to have that month of you get to really get in the gym and work through all the little things that we had to work through while we were playing, I think is really exciting. And just knowing that going into the season, you kind of have a sure fact of this is how things are going, this is who's going to be on a team, this is what we're doing, and getting to work through that a little bit longer.
So the system, like the expectations, you feel like are more set.
Yeah.
And you're able to like work around that.
Yeah.
I also think that just getting to know people, it's a little bit more time to spend time together. We get a few off days. We get to hang out and get to know each other. Whereas last year, it almost felt like we were finally getting to know someone and the next game was tomorrow. Yeah. So it takes a little bit of the stress of getting to know what people like, how they like to play, how their personalities are. So it's nice to have that extra time.
Yeah. So how has it been? Obviously, you guys are back returning in Atlanta. How has it been being able to continue to explore Atlanta?
I would say it's really fun. This year, the staff and the owners put us in a really great location. So we're much closer to the city. We get to see so many more things than we did last year. So I'm really excited to, in these 3 weeks, that extra time, we get to see so much more. So, and that's another thing that's so great.
Yeah, I like being closer, and it's also nice that like since we've already lived here that we kind of know where we're at. So that's been fun to like not have to use my GPS as much because I'm like, oh, I know where I'm going, I know where the street is, and so that part is really cool. But we found like some hidden spots that like we didn't know, but it's been really exciting to kind of be closer and find out more like the Midtown area and being around that.
Another thing kind of for both of you, with being both returnees, what is it like kind of forming this leadership role now that you guys have kind of been able to have a year of experience under your belt, having new people come in, like what has that role been like for you guys to be kind of putting in a leadership role?
I think as a whole, our whole team last year was leaders in their own way. And I think it's almost just restarting that. You know, it's finding how everybody can lead in their own way. I think being a professional level, being at this high of a level, everyone needs to be a leader, and you don't have to be as vocal with it. Some people will find their groove in the best way they can, and I think it's just about finding how everybody can do that together.
I think it's been nice to have so many returners back. Like this year we had a really good mix of like returners and new people, and so being able to help them I think has made it an easier transition for all of us of like, okay, you have about 7 girls here that have already done it and they did it here, and so now we can help you all through it and help them get more accustomed to Atlanta and what we're doing a lot easier. And I think that's been beneficial of just like, hey, okay, any question you have, any of us can answer it. You can ask so many different people and you can get so many different kind of responses about things. And I think that's really, really cool that they can talk to so many different of us, because you have, even though a bunch of returners, you have a wide range of people playing professionally. Like you have girls almost going on 10 years, you have girls that are 1 to 2, 3 years, and so you get different opinions and different expectations. And I think that's cool to be able to talk to so many people that are returning to Atlanta, but also returning to multi-year pro years.
Yeah, going off that, what is it like playing with people from like either just coming out of college or have been playing professionally abroad coming over here? What is it like playing with such different levels of experience of people?
It creates a cool culture to have so many different levels of experience and having so many different experiences of people who have been overseas, people that have been like half overseas like in Puerto Rico, and people who have only played here in the States, getting to have all those different, I guess, experiences. I'm using that word so much. Having those different experiences, I think, adds on to who this team is and what we can create as a group. I think having those different people being involved in different ways is like super cool to be able to be around so many different types of experiences and people, and you can talk about the good and the bad and what you like and what you didn't like, and I think that creates a cool atmosphere in the gym of being around so many different types of people.
What?
Sorry, I was going to say just one thing. I was going to say I think being around the different ages and different people with different experiences comes with like you're just learning so much. You're learning from the girls that are older than you, and you're especially learning from the girls that are younger than you, because college changes every single year, pro changes every year. So I think it's just everyone can bring together those different years of knowledge and see what we can do all together.
What advice would you give a girl that is like aspiring to be either a professional athlete or just striving for something that's just years down the road, it feels so far away? What advice would you give a little girl striving for her dream?
I would say the biggest advice that I would give a young girl is to never forget the joy and the reason why you're doing it. I go out every day and I want to make the little girl in me proud. And if I'm not having fun, if I'm not making my teammates around me better and making them have fun, I don't think it's worth it. So I remember volleyball is a gift. It's something we get to do. It's not something we have to do. And just to always try your hardest and have fun.
I would say to enjoy the process. I think when you have a dream or a goal that might take a little bit longer than what you're expecting, sometimes you get so one-side minded of I have to get there that you forget what you've gone through. Like going into my 5th year, if I didn't go through the things that I did to get to this point, I don't think I would have grown as a person. And so I take that as a gift of I struggled during this year when I was trying to hit this type of goal, but that struggle made it so much easier down the road for something that I might have had to deal with again. And so I think enjoying that process, taking it day by day, even though you have that long-term goal, because the things that you learn in between getting to that goal make that goal even sweeter once you get there. And then you have all the knowledge and things that you learn to help you exceed that goal or do it to an extent that you never thought you'd be able to.
I think that's a deal. I think it's all good. You guys talk about what you like your favorite part about Atlanta?
I can go.
Okay.
My favorite part about Atlanta is just all of the different coffee shops and the donut shops and the bagel shops. And I think it's just so fun to explore all of the different places that I can get coffee and food.
My favorite part of Atlanta is the culture. I think being immersed in something that you grew up in, not in here, is, I think, a really cool experience for me, especially when I'm used to not being around people that look like me or understand me. And so to be able to be in a city where I can basically go anywhere, somewhere as simple as a grocery store, and see people that look like me in numbers, I think is so big for me. And just being able to be immersed in something that I know so well, even though I haven't lived here, I think is really, really cool for me.
Our home opener is a month away. What should, do you have any message for our fans? What should they, look forward to? What should they expect?
First, some really great volleyball, because just across the league, a lot of these teams are going to be extremely stacked, which means that it's going to be so much fun, lots of competing, but we got a fiery group, so we're going to be fun to watch. You're going to see some sass and some really good volleyball, and I think that's the cool part, is you'll be able to see a lot of personality from our team especially, and I think that will help you find a connection to one of the players that you might end up being a huge fan of.
I think that this year the fans should just look forward to having a really fun, loud group on the court, and judging from training camp, we're really competitive and we know how to compete and also have fun. So I think it'll be a similar vibe to last year, but even better.
You know Merritt, and you guys played at Florida. How does it feel that you'll be reunited with an old teammate of yours?
I'm so excited to play with Merritt again. She was a freshman when I was a senior and one of my best friends on the team, and we're still so close. So getting the chance to play with her again wasn't even remotely on my bingo card. So I am so excited to just even get the chance to be on the same team as her.